Hey, hello from Mark's Organic Cafe. Today we'll make Kanelbullar. It's a Swedish version of cinnamon rolls using organic ingredients so you can have a happy Christmas without the added side effects of chemicals. Ingredients are, for the dough, 1 1/4, which is 300 ml cups of full fat unhomogenized milk, 1 square 250 grams of unsalted butter chopped at room temperature, 1 cup erythritol sugar substitute, 1 teaspoon sea salt, 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon, or as much as you like. I put around 2 tablespoons, 30 grams nutritional yeast, and 4.5 cups unbleached white baker's flour. For the filling, melted butter, half a cup erythritol sugar substitute, and 2 tablespoons ground cinnamon, or add more. For the topping, 1 large egg, 2 tablespoons of water, half a cup monk fruit icing sugar substitute for the icing glaze, and almond slivers, toasted or raw, or none at all. Step 1. Heat the milk to a light boil, turning off the heat when it reaches the scalding point, when the small bubbles appear across the top. Step 2. Stir in the butter, the erythritol, sea salt, and cinnamon. If the butter doesn't melt fully, just return it to the heat for a bit until it's dissolved. Step 3. Stir in the nutritional yeast and let it sit for 10 minutes. Step 4. Add the mixture to the flour in the dough mixer bowl. Use the dough hook attachment to knead it into a dough. If the dough is too wet, add 1 tablespoon of flour. The dough will remain sticky, that's the consistency, don't be alarmed. But when you press on it with your finger, it'll spring back, leaving your finger clean. Well, almost clean, with a bit of a buttery feel. Scrape any dough off the dough hook attachment and remove the bowl. Step 5. Cover the dough in the mixing bowl with a clean tea towel and let it rise until doubled, about 1 hour. From my experience with nutritional yeast, it will take a bit longer to rise, so give it an extra 30 minutes. Step 6. Remove the dough from the bowl and knead lightly on a floured surface until smooth and shiny. Mine was still a bit wet and sticky, so I added flour to remove it from the bowl. Then I found it was still a little wettish, but adding a fair bit of flour dried it up, and it's still elastic, so it kneaded fine. You want it about 1 to 2 centimeters thick. Once we roll it and bake them, they will go bigger, hopefully, even if it hasn't risen that much. Once I got it out of the bowl, feeling the consistency of it, I had to add more flour and knead it together with my hands to make it a bit tougher. You want it elastic but not too loose. It's an easy mistake to rectify, so it's not lost. Now we fill, then roll the dough rectangles. Step 1. Cut the dough in half, then roll out each piece into a long rectangle shape, about 1 to 1.5 centimeters thickness. Then using a sharp knife, cut the dough in half long ways. Step 2. Melt another butter cube in a small pot. When it melts, brush each rectangle with it using a soft bristle kitchen brush. Brush them generously, then combine the monk fruit icing sugar and cinnamon in a small bowl, then sprinkle it evenly over the 2 rectangles. See how the butter's absorbed? It's good we added a lot. While the butter melts, quickly combine the erythritol with cinnamon, giving it a quick stir with the spoon to make sure it splashes evenly over the butter. Don't forget to lather with a generous amount of butter. Then sprinkle the monk fruit cinnamon mixture on top to give it a tasty inside. Step 3. Starting at one of the long thin sides, roll the rectangle into a wheel shape. Be gentle and use both hands. I managed to get 4 rectangles from my dough. Don't worry about the unevenness. They smell so good your guests' mouths will be watering to taste these organic, delicious, beautiful creations. Then slice them with a sharp knife about 3 to 4 centimeters thick. Step 4. Grab a baking tray with a baking sheet and place each slice onto it. Don't place them too close together. Then cover with a tea towel for about 45 minutes. If thrown double, don't worry, it will grow while baking, so don't put them close together. Give them enough space between each cinnamon roll, a little room to breathe. Step 5. Preheat the oven to 425 Fahrenheit or 200 Celsius. Make the egg wash by mixing together the egg with the water in a small bowl. Step 6. Brush the cinnamon rolls with egg wash and sprinkle with monk fruit icing sugar and or almonds. Cooking the almonds will toast them, or if you want them raw, add them after we take them out of the oven, or if you don't like almonds, don't add them at all. Either way, this will be so good with iced coffee. Holy shit, I'm salivating. Because I've been fasting for 3 days, it's very difficult to be around food for me, which is why I haven't uploaded, but I'm always thinking of sharing organic recipes with organic minded people, so I had to make this for you. I hope you see what I go through for the love of sharing organic healthy recipes, so they're less harmful to you and keeps you out of the doctor's office. Step 7. Place the baking sheet in the middle of the oven and bake for 7 minutes so the almonds toast, then drop the temp to 150 Celsius and bake for another 10 minutes so they cook slowly and go golden and firm. Serve and enjoy for Christmas or for a break-fast treat with a nice coffee on a hot day. I love taking a bite of cinnamon roll, then a sip of coffee and mixing it in my mouth so they melt together. So good. Have a delicious and organic Christmas and be seeing you.